This is the Texas Weather Outlook for Tuesday, June 20th. Good evening to you guys. This is Apex. Tropical Storm Cindy has been the main talk of really this week. Where is this going to go? Where is it located right now? What is it doing, and what has this caused? And hopefully I'll be able to answer some of those questions, but let's take a look at the water vapor satellite view. You can clearly see the eye of this tropical storm, and you can see all this rain and clouds that it is producing north and east of the eye. And actually, in fact, let's take a look at one of these beautiful GOES infrared 13 infrared satellite imagery views, and this will actually be very interesting to see once these things become fully operational, where we can clearly see these tropical storms and hurricanes. But you can see the eye moving inland towards New Orleans and Mississippi and Alabama. And you can see all of that rain and clouds and all this moisture that it is producing to the north and east of the eye. In fact, what has it done so far? Right now, this as of this morning, June 20, Tuesday morning, or really this morning, this is near I think this is near St. George in Florida, St. George Island in Florida. And what happened with this is that this was actually a water spout, but it moved inland and became a tornado. And this is an example of what this tropical storm will potentially do. It will become in a strongly sheared environment where it will produce isolated tornadoes. Now, these tornadoes don't last that long and are usually sporadic, which makes them dangerous because they may cause some sporadic damage in some places. So you always have to stay alert for the possibility of isolated tornadoes with this storm. But for now, temperatures going into the late evening hours, Arlington 79 and really DFW 89. Maybe some spots still in the 90s. Take a look at the watch warning map. We will continue with a flash flood watch for areas like Tyler and St. Augustine and Beaumont, and actually parts of Beaumont under a tropical storm warning. I believe the county of Houston is also in the tropical storm warning too, but flash flood watches really for Longview, Marshall, Nacogdoches, Lufkin, and parts of Woodville and Livingston. It is scorching hot. It is baking hot in the west. Where you see all that purple and orange, those are heat advisories and excessive heat warnings. And parts of Kansas dealing with some severe weather concerns there. Risk for severe weather for the rest of today will be from near Arizona to Kansas, where they have that standard slight risk. Do want to note the standard slight risk near New Orleans and the extreme southern tip of Mississippi. Again, we're watching out for the possibility of isolated tornadoes ahead with this storm. And this is tomorrow. You can see that slight risk getting expanded to Lake Charles and New Orleans and parts of Lafayette and Louisiana. And this really covers Louisiana. But again, if you're in the slight risk or even if you're in the marginal risk, be ready on the lookout for possible isolated sporadic tornadoes. And this is day 3, and I wouldn't be surprised if this risk were to be pushed out near Tyler and parts of Houston and really the parts of St. Augustine and Jacksonville. But away from that, we have looks like a substantial risk for severe weather for parts of Colorado, for parts of Denver, Colorado, extending into parts of Milwaukee and Green Bay. Rain for the next 7 days, valid through Tuesday of next week. You can see the area of greatest concern for heavy rainfall is right here, really to the east of New New Orleans, where 17.6 inches of rain is expected. That's over a foot of rain. That means areas like Mobile, Alabama can see that amount of rain. Down to the south near Gulfport, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Macy, about a foot of rain. But if we look in East Texas, near Tyler and Longview, they're seeing about to 6 inches of rain with this storm, with this tropical storm. There are, of course, some instances over the next week where we may see some rain with another cold front starting to come through, but we'll go more in depth with that. But here is the excessive rainfall outlook for tomorrow. As you can see, we have a high risk for excessive rainfall for areas like Mobile and adjacent cities. They're going to have to deal with some excessive flash flooding in that area. But really, if you're in the high or moderate risk areas, be on the lookout for potential flash flooding. Again, flooding can kill, turn around, don't drown. And really, this is the amount of rainfall, the 72-hour rainfall expected with this tropical storm. And this model is saying about like a foot of rain ahead of this tropical storm, from about 10 inches to a foot of rain in this little area right here. But it's still concerned about some still concerning about some flash flooding down in the red and orange areas. And this is the current track of the storm. And by Thursday, the 1 p.m. Thursday, the eye of the storm is really in the southeastern part of Texas, near the Nacogdoches. Near the Nacogdoches, and really by 1 p.m. Friday, that's about to exit, and this will disorganize and weaken into a depression before this ultimately reaches Kentucky. Let's take a look at what it's been doing. The probability of tropical wind speed, tropical storm force wind speed. Here are the probabilities for that. This really weakens as soon as you get into inland, but areas like the Nacogdoches, around about 40 to 50% chance of tropical force wind speeds, so be on the lookout out for that. Remember, tropical force wind speeds are wind speeds over 39 miles an hour. And this is what it's caused recently. Tropical force wind speeds have been observed in really the Gulf of Mexico before reaching inland. No inland reports of tropical storm force winds yet. And really, in taking a look down to the south, did mention this low latitude storm that was hugging really the coast of Venezuela. That quickly formed and dissipated as of 5 p.m. AST today. Let's take a look at the modeling. This is the GFS. This is the 18Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock at 500 millibars. You can see that tropical low in the Gulf, and most of the West is in a 594 heat bubble where they are currently baking right now. But right now, in between that, heights are about to where they should be. You can see that low producing heavy rain, rip currents, high tides, and isolated tornadoes to the north and east of this system. And this is on Thursday. We do know a possible chance for scattered showers and storms. This is mainly caused from Tropical Storm Cindy. That's moving through the area. This is Friday. Even though this still really dissipates, we do want to note the potential for really an isolated shower or storm. That's still possible. Right there, and you can see this kind of falls apart and really just turns into a depression before it reaches the southern tip of Illinois. And this is Saturday. Chances for showers and storms go up as a cold front starts to push through. And this is really not tropical based. and this is really not tropical based, but a risk for showers and storms will be possible on Saturday, and this is still Sunday. This surface front kind of just stalls right here, and we'll have even more of a chance for showers and storms on Sunday. And this is Monday. Most of that moisture clears from our area. Clears from really north central Texas area, and really exits into central Texas, into the southern parts of Texas. But here's a week from today, Tuesday, June 27th. Do want to note this deep trough in the north, troughing in the northeastern ridging occurring, and down here in Texas, heights are about to where they should be, and this is showing drier air. And next Tuesday, mostly sunny with highs in the upper 80s. And here's the end of the forecast period on I believe Friday, June 30th. Heights return to where they should be, and we are left dry. And here are the temperatures. Here are the temperatures through Monday. You can see tomorrow expect highs in the lower 90s. Friday we jump up to the upper 90s, jump up to 96, and do want to note the gradual decrease in temperatures on Monday. Through Monday. On Monday, we expect highs to only get to the mid to upper 80s. Do want to note that low of 69 degrees in the 60s in most locations. That will definitely feel good after we've had lows up into the upper 70s. That's the end of this Texas Weather Outlook video. We'll have more notes on my Instagram page. Be sure to follow my Instagram at tornado_Neil. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great night.